Hello Infiniteers, we are back in Disneyland today and I'm going to continue my build exercise for the Small World ride. And I have Aladdin with me today, and I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm trying to use Disney characters that represent different cultures as I build this ride. So far I've used Mulan and Merida, and today I'm using Aladdin, and that just seemed very appropriate to me. But my goal for the episode today is to build the facade for the front of the building. Here's a photograph of that from Disneyland in California. You can see that it has a very unique look. There are lots of geometric shapes that are painted white and gold, and they are oriented in a wide variety of ways, which forms a wide variety of patterns. At the center is the clock tower, but the building facade actually extends to the left and right of the tower. The clock tower sits on a white base, and here's a closer look at that. Around the perimeter of the base are various arches, and I really wanted to include those arches on the front, but I couldn't figure out how to do that in a way that looked good, and so I'm leaving those arches out. But I will keep the archways over the canal that goes in and out of the building, like you see here, and the one on the opposite side of the building, which you can't really see in this picture. So this is what I'm going to build, and unfortunately the Small World facade piece that is in the set pieces drawer is limited to just the clock tower at the center of the facade. And I'm glad we have this piece, but what that means is we're going to have to create the rest of the facade ourselves. And so I'm going to use some basic blocks to do that. I'm just going to set this down out here in the back. If we come down to the blocks drawer, we have all kinds of shapes and sizes in this drawer, and I would have liked some smaller pieces to work with, but I think we can capture the basic look of the building even with these large blocks. So I'm going to begin with this long block here, and we're going to place this right on the end of this floor here. And I'm going to open up the styling menu, and we're going to set the theme for the blocks to be plastic 2. Initially I'm going to use this for all of the blocks that I put down today. And let me pull up my screen grab here. Okay. Alright, so we are going to put down 4 of those to begin with. We're going to do this on either side. And we're going to do this for the front of the building. And then we're going to come over to this tall vaulted platform. And I would have liked to have used this here for the front of the building. That would have given us our arches. And we'd have had the arches for the entrance. Unfortunately, you can see the entrance on the side doesn't line up with the canal. And that's a problem, because in the actual ride, this is what would have worked. But if I bring this back, it doesn't line up well with the water. This actually would have had to have been brought out like this, at least a little further to line up there. And it would have had to have been done the same on this side, and we would have had something kind of weird here in the middle of this. It would have pushed our clock tower facade back further from the loading area, and I couldn't figure out a way to make that work that looked decent. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use the facade like you see there. So we're going to put those pieces in like that. That lines it up with the canal. And then we're basically going to build this around the front. And actually, we need to slide these halfway out. Sorry about that. I forgot that little detail. So we're going to bring these out to the front. It might be quicker just to delete all of these and drop them down fresh. rather than move each individual block. There we go. Alright, that's better. And then we'll put the floor in, or the ceiling, depending on your perspective. We're going to drop these down like that. And like that. And there we go. There's the base for our building. And now we can grab the clock tower and pick that up. Bring that right out here, and we're going to set this right on the front of this. Just like you see there, and I really want to center it. There it is. That's where we're trying to get to, with the archway centered like you see there. Alright, so there is the clock tower at the center of our facade. And to cover up these ugly lines on the front, we're going to come down to the blocks drawer and let's pick this up and put it down. We're going to use these pieces here. Put these right on the front. This will give us a little bit less harsh look on the front because you won't have those really deep seams around those blocks. You'll have these smaller seams, and that looks a little better, in my opinion. So we'll do this on the sides here also. And we could do that. Actually, I'm thinking what we'll do instead, because even though we have that, you also have these seams, and this is going to be visible from the front a little bit more when you're approaching the ride than those seams on the side. So I think I like that better. We want to carry this all the way over and cover up those archways. There we go. All right, so there's the base for the building. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting here. Let me get to my screen grabs here. And let's start on this side of the building. And I think what we'll do is we'll come down and pick up this block here. That'll get us to that part of the drawer, and we're looking for this square block. And we're going to put this back about like that in the center of the block. So one block back from the edge. And right now everything I'm putting down is just going to be white. I'll come back and style the pieces that I want to be gold later on. But we'll start with these basic shapes, and then we'll kind of build on that. We'll put a couple back there just to kind of plug that gap, so as you're looking in from the side here, it looks like the building extends behind this. And then on this side, put in some more of those. And another tower. And we'll put in an arch block like that. Don't worry about the fact that that's sticking off the end over there. That's actually okay. This is where the train would come through if we were doing the train. But we're not, so not going to worry about it. All right, and then kind of put in room here for 2 of these. We're going to leave a gap there for some other shapes in a little bit. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. With them 2 high, and a little tower on the end. And you might be thinking this doesn't look anything like the front of the Small World building. Well, again, the blocks are kind of big. But hang on, I think you're going to like how this looks when we're done. Alright, so we're going to come around the edge of the building here. Like that. Okay, so that gets us around that part of the building. Now, let's come back over to the other side of the building. We're going to basically do the same sort of thing. Start in the middle of this block here. We're going to put down 4 of these. 2 high. With a tower on the end. And once again, we'll put a tower back here behind this to kind of plug that gap as we look behind the clock tower. Put in those. We'll put in another arch. And yeah, that doesn't line up with that one down there, but who cares? We're not using the train anyway, so here we go. And there we are. Okay, so 2 of these. Again, right now I'm just framing in the look of this. The basic shape, and we'll add some more geometric shapes in here shortly. It's easier to do this when you're already at that part of the drawer. Just to use the blocks that you've got. Although I'm having to jump over here and grab this archway just because it's so much wider. I need the spacing. And this time we'll only go out 2 of these and up 1. Alright, so there is the basic shape for our facade. Now, we're going to come back and add in some detail here. If I can find where I left off, here we go. Okay, so let's start with these little ramp blocks. Oops. And we'll put a few little peaks in here. So I think that'll look good. And I'm kind of jumping around a little bit just because of where we are in the drawer here. There. As you can see now, it's starting to get kind of interesting, which is good. And we're going to come back and grab this. I'm going to put that out here, and we're going to put some more of those in here shortly. All of those are gold, so we might as well wait until we style that. But we can put some domes in here. That makes things kind of interesting. We're going to put in a ramp over here. Like that. And let's see. Oh, one of these. This is good. The onion dome. We'll put this back like that. It'll be hanging off the back, but from the front you won't really notice that. So that's good. Okay. And then on the other side, let's come back over to this curved block. And we don't want to make this other side look exactly like that side. So we'll kind of mix things up a little bit over here. And there's little holes, if you noticed, in the facade where you can see some greenery behind that, so that's what we're going to do there. And then we'll put another onion dome over here, like that. And another ramp over here on the side. There we go. Alright, and then we'll add in some additional pieces here in a bit. Oh, over here, there's a section here I forgot. Let me see, where is that piece? Here it is. This little balcony piece, we're going to slide this in like that. So that looks interesting. Okay. And then I'm going to grab this little piece and we're going to kind of build a little area that's enclosed there. So I want to stick that back in there. We're going to put one on the other side too, but that's going to be shaped or colored in gold. So I don't want to do that just yet. I was just looking at my screen grab over here. So we're going to put one of these down right behind here. And we'll leave the archways open. That one over there will be closed, but this one over here will be open. Okay, that's starting to look good. Now let's go ahead and style for the gold. And for the gold theme, if you keep going over to the left, this is not intuitive, but the outrageously orange glitter, I'm going to set that to be my theme now. And this pretty closely matches the color that's on the clock tower. So I really like that. So let's go ahead and pick that up, put it down, and we're going to add some of these around the perimeter of the facade now. So we'll put one over here on the top of this, one here, one here. It was a lot easier to do this after we had colored this, so another one there. This one out here, and just because this looks kind of boring down here, we'll stick a shorty down there. So that looks nicer already. Put one up over on this side. Put one back here on either side of that. And, oh, missed this one. do that. And hang on a sec, I know there's more here. There we go. Just had to get to that screen capture. By the way, some of you have asked about the screen captures and whether I can make those available on my blog, but you don't really need them because I'm doing the video here to show you how to do this. So, alright, so we're going to color both of the onion domes gold. Oops, I did not want to do that. Alright, well, we'll just put a fresh one down. Okay, and then since my screen grabs are on this side, let's start over here. Alright, open the styling menu. There you go. So now we're going to do every other one here underneath the onion dome. We're going to build kind of a little checkerboard pattern. That makes this much more interesting looking. We'll leave all of those white. We'll color this one gold. And this one down here we'll color gold. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty good now. I like that. Okay. We'll color this one gold. This one gold. And this one gold. And I'm going to pick this piece up and put it back. And we'll put a gold one behind there. So that looks good. And while we're right here, let's put a gold one behind there. And a gold one behind here. So now that's what you have on the front. That looks pretty good. Alright, so on the front now over here, once again we'll do a little checkerboard type of pattern. Alright, we'll come over to this side now. Again, a checkerboard type pattern. Oops, not that one. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. And then we'll do these. And then once again a checkerboard pattern. Oh, not that one, the one above it. There we go. And there we are. And that looks pretty decent. I like how that looks. Okay. How are we doing on time? Well, I think that'll be enough for today. We're getting close to the end on time. So that's it for the exterior of the building. Next time we'll work on the interior of the building. And that's all for me today. If you enjoyed my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Disney Infinity toy boxes like this. And leave a comment to let me know what you think of my recreation of the front of the Small World ride. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.